Video is about algebraic fractions, so just looking at some exam style questions. So key points I would say is that you know how to add, subtract, times and divide with fractions. You also know how to expand and factorize with 1 or 2 brackets, because you're going to have to be able to do that. There's also could be a slight bit of rearranging and also simplifying fractions down, so just be aware of all these different things that you're going to have to do. Have a go at this question, pause, well, these 2 questions, pause the video, and then when you're ready, unpause, and then basically I'll go through them. So this first question is one of the questions that we would need to factorize each side with. So you kind of get the clue because you've got to simplify. You can't simplify straight away, and the reason why we can't do that is because 10 is there and it doesn't have the same variable. Okay, so that's shown us straight away that we're not going to be able to simplify just how we would like just yet. The top one, we've got x's in common in both of the parts there, so in both of the terms. So I'm just going to factorize x outside, so x plus 5. And then on the bottom, there is a clue. One of them should be x plus 5 now, but just in case you weren't sure or you did the bottom first, you find the factors of 10, so you've got 1 and 10, 2 and 5, and that's it. Which ones make 7? Well, it's 2 and 5. So we got x plus 2 and x plus 5. Simplifying, we can cancel down because x plus 5 is a factor on top and on the bottom, so on the numerator and denominator. So it's just leaving us with x over x plus 2. Now, we cannot simplify this any further. I've seen people in the past trying to cancel out the x's. You can't. Imagine x is currently being 5 or something like that. That's like me saying 5 over 7. Okay, it can't be simplified. So just leave it like that. Now we've got a multiplication question. Okay, so just be mindful of this, that the numerators are multiplying together, the denominators are multiplying together. So what I tend to do is use the brackets just to help me along the way. So because c minus 2 has got that, I put it all in brackets. And the same here, so 4 brackets c 2 minus 4. You can expand out straight away. However, because 12 and 4 are factors of each other, what I'm going to suggest is that you cancel that down. So that gives you 3c minus 2 over 2c minus 4. At this stage, because it's a simplified fully, even though you could leave it like that, I probably would then work it out just to make sure that I haven't missed anything. So I just write that down. And at this stage, I know that I haven't got the same variable in either part. And so I know there's no variables that are the same. There's no coefficients that have the same factor, so I can leave it like that. Next one, you got 2 questions. Obviously, pause the screen, and when you're ready, unpause, and I'll be there. So this question is adding, and we've got the easiest way of doing this is like your butterfly method or the cross multiply method, okay? So if you imagine that 3 is being times with that one, the 4 is being times with that section. I'm just going to clear it off the screen now so you can see the question. So we've got 3 brackets x plus 3 plus 4 brackets x minus 5. And that is all over 12. The denominators multiply together. Expand out the brackets, so 3x plus 9 plus 4x minus 20. All over 12, and then simplify down. So 3x plus 4x gives us 7x. 9 minus 20 is minus 11. And 12 on the bottom. Again, check in, so none of the coefficients have the same factor and there isn't the same variable in each one. So that is our final answer for that question. Now with this next part, we're going to do actually the same thing. I know people freak out when they see the equals 1. There is nothing different about this question. Just at the end, we're going to have to do an extra step or 2. So again, cross multiplying. So I've got 8 brackets, 8 plus 8. There we go. and then 3 brackets x plus 3 all over, and then it's x plus 3, x plus 8, and that is equal to 1. Now expand out, so that gives us 8x plus 64 plus 3x plus 9 over x squared plus 11x plus 24. And that equals to 1. Now, when you're doing anything here, this is showing that it's got divided by. So this is where we like have the rearranging and changing the formula and so on. So what we're going to do is chuck that denominator up to the other side, and we're timesing everything by 1. If there was a 2 there, you're going to have to put brackets and expand out. But because it's a 1, we can just know that it's going to stay the same. Because times it by 1, it doesn't make a difference. So the top line is becoming 11x and plus 73. And this line now is become x squared plus 11x plus 24. We go. Now we want this all to become 0. So I'm going to chuck everything on this side by here over to the other, just so it becomes 0. So x squared, the 11x is cancel out, and we're going to have minus 49. Some of you may have seen it, some of you may have freaked out at this point, but we actually have the difference of 2 squares. Now, if you wanted to, you can say x, you could write it as this at this point. So you could say 49 equals x squared. So x has to be 7, but remember it's plus or minus 7. Okay, and this is because minus 7 times minus 7 gives us 49. Also 7 times 7 gives us 49. If you wanted to show it with the difference of 2 squares, it does look a bit like that. And now if you did expand out of that and check it, it would give you the answer that you were looking for. So x equals 7 or minus 7. Next 2 questions. Have a look at these, okay, and once you're ready, and pause, and I'll be here. Again, we're going to cross multiply. This one is times it by 1, so just be aware it's just going to give you x minus 2. And then I'm just going to expand out straight away, plus 4. If you do that, just please check that you've done it correctly. And then on the bottom, we got x plus 1, x minus 2. Then we're going to simplify, so giving us 5x plus 2 all over x squared minus x minus 2. Looking at this, nothing simplifies, okay, because we haven't got the same variable in every single term, and we haven't got the same coefficient in every term. So there's no factors that we can see in any of them. And the only factor there would be 1, which is no good to us. So that is it, it's a single fraction. Last question. Okay, so it's simplify fully, and it is a divide question. So that follows the rules of keep, change, flip. So when we're doing keep, change, flip, the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite it out with my keep, change, flip done. So divide, it's going to become a times, and then it's going to become 25 over v squared plus 3v. Same as earlier, I'm going to write out it in brackets. Just find it so much easier doing it this way. Mind my writing. V squared plus 3v. Okay, straight away you should be able to see that 5 is common in both. So we can divide by 5, which gives us 5 brackets v plus 3. And on the bottom, we've then got 3v squared plus 3v. Expand out, so 5v plus 15 over 3v squared plus 3v. 9v, sorry. Let me just rip that out. Everybody makes mistakes. There we go, 9. Check in again to make sure that we finish this question. So it's a simplified fully, so we haven't got the same factor in every single term. Looking at the coefficient, all the variables, they're not the same, so we can leave it at that, and that question is now finished. Hope that helps. That's just obviously one method. There is more than one method to do this. You could have expanded out and then simplified. I just find it easier to do it that way. But good luck.